The definition of discourse for me is learning is the process of acquiring new knowledge, understanding concepts, or developing skills through experience. Instruction or practice it's just not about memorizing facts, but about making meaningful connections, applying what we have learned, and reflecting on our understanding. Besides, learning is deeply connected to cognition, which includes mental process like attention, perception, problem solving, and reasoning. This cognitive process guide how we take in information and how we process and make sense of it. Memory plays a crucial role in our learning. When we learn something new, it first enters our short-term memory. With attention and rehearsal, it can be stored in long-term memory. For example, when I learn a new theory in class, I try to summarize it in my own words and I try to set it again with my friends. This will active my processing and helps me to encode the information more effectively into a long-term memory. Next, thinking is another essential component. It allows us to analyze, evaluate, and apply what we have learned. For instance, when I solve problems in psychology or connects theories to real life examples, I am using a higher order thinking skills. For example, I try to answer some hot question and I will apply higher order thinking skills for me. And in summary, learning is not a single process. It's the outcome of how cognition, memory, and thinking work together. Cognition help us to perceive and focus. Memory help us to retain, and thinking help us to understand and apply. And by combining it together, they make learning meaningful and lasting. My reflection on lessons learned from KMK 2273 is that throughout this course, I have learned many powerful theories and strategies that have changed how I approach learning. One of the most impactful concept was metacognition, which is the ability to think about my own thinking. I now ask myself questions like, do I really understand this topic? Or what strategy should I use to remember this? This self awareness helped me to study more effectively. I also found cognitive load theory very helpful. It made me realize that our working memory has limited capacity. Trying to take in too much information at once can overwhelm the brain. Now I break my study session into smaller chunks and focus on one concept at a time for me to easy to understand and memorize it. Reflection on lessons learned from KMK 2273 is that first information processing model, which explained that learning happens in stages like information entered through sensory memory and it will move to short-term memories. With rehearsal and relevance, it will reaches to a long-term memory. For now, I rehearse and elaboration techniques to improve retention for like constructivism was another impactful theory. It will emphasize that learner build understanding through experience. In my future plan, the application to my future learning that I would like to apply is I will use retrieval practice and space repetition to improve my memory. I will apply metacognitive strategies like setting goals, planning, and self monitoring. Besides, last but not least, these methods will help me succeed in both study and my future career learning in the future.